We live, recording in progress. Hey, Grayson, you gotta quit all that screaming, bro. All right, so we got a fresh markups for this week. Oh, pretty much still the same pairs as last week. I don't think I'll divert from those ones until I feel like I don't really like the price action anymore. But still DXY, UJ, GJ, GU, AU, AD, JPY, CAT, JPY, and UCAT. If you've never traded the Forex market, if you don't have a clue of what I got going on, if you look at this and be like, oh, that look boring. I offer this free stuff over on YouTube. I also have a Telegram and a Facebook. You can check out some of that information. But if you look at this and you think it might be interesting, you think of it a way that you possibly want to try and learn and make a couple extra dollars on the side, hey, hit me up. I offer a $42.99 2-week consultation. That's $42.99. And I came up with that price because I feel like when you trade in the Forex market, you got to use your own money. You got to use your own thoughts. You got to use your own computer, your own laptop, your own power, your own everything. So I'm not looking to get rich off you. I'm just basically charging for my time, of me stopping my day to come and kind of show you what all this stuff means. But if you know how to trade and you know how to get down, then hey, this just be, kind of a review for you, or you just watch it for entertainment. If not, then it is what it is. But for me, starting off with the DXY on a daily time frame, yeah, we got this bullish price action from the last few weeks pushing up into this major zone here on the daily. We did get a bearish reaction, but currently, I would kind of say this. I wouldn't say this is a complete rejection based off of this candle right here because the wick is not bigger than the body, but at the same time, you do have this big ass engulfing bearish candle that kind of, swamp all this price action to the left. Looking at this naked, it does look like this could be just a retracement of this big impulse move right here from the left side, looking left. But this is one of those areas to me, like when I come to a chart and I see this, I say, okay, well, I might want to wait and see what price action is going to do because this right here can get you cooked all day. It's not necessarily a trending market making highs, or lower lows, lower highs, and then lower lows. It's just sitting up there. So you got a low, you got a high, potential lower low in small or higher low in smaller time frames, higher high, and then it broke a structure down over there. So jumping to the 4-hour time frame, bringing the analysis back. We do see price action stepping up. I got the market stepping up outline right there. I don't necessarily trade it as a trend line, but just, kind of as a confluence to say, okay, price action is still bullish. And then once we kind of, cross that line, then we probably have shifted to a bearish structure. And a bullish structure basically, indicates that we're making highs. We got a high over price right here, and then a low, then a new high, higher low. Equal highs, equal lows, and then new high, new higher low, new high, new higher low. And that's why I have this blue line right here outlining that. What I see on the DXY, price action is bullish. I got it marked up right here. 4-hour pattern is consolidating / ranging. And what that basically means is price action is not making any more new highs and any more new lows. You got a high over here, you got a low over here, same high as this one. The price is almost equally the same. Down here, the price is almost equally the same. And so you kind of just stuck right there in the middle of that range. So what I do see, looking at this, potential head and shoulders. It's not anything definite. When you see this head and shoulders potentially at the top of this uptrend, what that possibly could mean is that this next coming up run of price action is could potentially push lower. And then you have somewhat of a bullish market. It won't necessarily move like that, but that's the direction the price would be going in, back down this way instead of up, back up this way. So that'll be something I'll keep my eye out for, something I'll be looking for once the market actually opens here at 5 o'clock this evening. I don't trade that early. Like I said, I do trade from the Asian to the London, but usually I let the 5 o'clock hour, 6 o'clock hour, 7 o'clock hour play out and just kind of show me which direction price action wants to go. With today being Sunday, this action don't necessarily move all too fast within the first couple of hours. So it's definitely a waiting game. What I look to do is try to come in and mark up the zones based off of what price action did last week and potentially show me a direction. So what I got right here is continuation sales below here. What that basically means for me is that if price closed below this level here, then I'm definitely looking for short because we have moved from this bullish structure back into this bearish structure. So um, definitely just keep an eye out for that. I got continuation buys above 93, 424. Looks like somewhat of a tight range back to the top, 22 pips, 19 pips, and then to the downside, 25 pips. Like I said, since it is Sunday, I wouldn't be looking necessarily, not unless I saw a clean setup on the lower time frames, I wouldn't be looking to take advantage of those two zones, but it is there. If it sets up and it shows me it wants to go to either one of these directions, then I will hop in. UJ closed out the week really bullish last week. So what I got marked up on my daily is the last daily highs and daily lows, and then you got the range in between, all the price action in between. We did catch these shorts here last week. What I do see is a break of structure on the smaller time frames. It's on the 4H, so even lower time frames, you got the highs and the low, and then we broke out of that and continued bullish. So what I would be looking for is either a 50% retracement or a retest of the structure that we just broke out. So 50% retrace would be somewhere close to the area we just broke out of. So in between this yellow and this green line is why I'll be looking to continue to buy, or if the see price, get down here, consolidate and continue bearish. So it's all about, what price action is going to do for me. I got my zones marked up, my level of support, and just supply and demand, however you want to look at them. The little notes I got right here is wait for 50% retest, wait for a 50% retest or a retest of the breakout structure. Difficult price action because price closed above the high on the daily, but falls short on the 4H, creating equal high. So on the 4H time frame, you can see price action clearly did not push higher than this point, but that's a 1 hour. But when you look on the daily, it looks with this wick right here. I was counting the body closure is higher than this body over here, but it did not break that wick. So it's just in the middle. Nothing definite that you can really say buy or sell on. I mean, there might be other people out there who are willing to call buy and sell, but not me. Just based off of the way that it looks. So for UJ, definitely waiting for a retracement back into these levels. If not, just continue bullish, possibly fill that weekly wick build, and keep it going from there. Go for that. Okay. All right. So next we got GJ. DJ. Let me see. I don't think I did too much down in this range last week. I did see these buys up, but with this trend being so bearish, I was constantly looking for the sales. Once we broke this structure, I should have switched my buys to buys, which I did see the buys. I just didn't want to take them because we could have hit any of these levels and bounced off and continued that bearish trend. But what we had was price pushed all the way back and completed or closed or this correction here from this impulse move all the way back to the top from where it broke out from. So now we're in this point of consolidation. You just want to see if price action is going to break above up into the extreme highs, or it's going to come back low and retest the break of structure. Now, with experience in the market, usually what you see is the retest of the break of structure, but today is Sunday. All the movements from over the weekend will come in and load up, and you just see what price action has for you. Let's see what's going on here. You would think that would stay open because it's we're telling your followers that you started lobbying. Okay, why didn't you stay open, bro? But yeah. So with GJ, I wouldn't want to do anything or look for anything until we got out of this range, continuation buys, but this little break and retest the highs, the extreme highs, or break and retest of these continuation sell zones down here, retest the breakout structure. What I do see, or something that I do like to act up on, which is kind of risky, but at the same time, I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I kind of can judge if it's really gonna play out for me or not. But I do see this little resistance right here where price came down, pushed back up, came down, and stopped, pushed back up. That range looks going through the poor connection. We ain't no poor connection, baby. We booming. What you doing? Hold on, let me check. Make sure we ain't on that. That's part right there. Okay, let's see what we get. I do see we pushed up, came back down, pushed up, came back down. So I do see this resistance created right here with the liquidity grab. What I would like to see is how much is this range? It's 25 pip range back to the bottom. This would be sort of risky. Same thing looking at the top, you got the resistance above there, looking to retest these highs. So I don't know that I would be too willing to jump into this range right here and try to catch a trade. I would probably wait for it to break either side and then see what happens. Price action is currently bullish, so it will be more prevalent to take the buys above. But you know, you always got to set up for whatever the market gives you, and not just be stuck in one phase of the market and say, okay, well, because it's bullish, I'm gonna keep looking for buys when obviously the market is shorting down this way. So you definitely just gotta be flexible with the market, rotate with the market, and trade based off of what you see and not what you think it should be on. GU, 4 hour. All right, so we got our extremes marked up, the highs and the lows. This is the low that created the high. This high hasn't been broken. This low hasn't been broken, so we got a range in between there. Based off of last week's price action, price opened up bearish, came down, gave you a lower high, lower low. Then it immediately boomed up to the top and gave you a breaker structure. This is a breaker structure in the lower time frame, but this 4H1 is right over here. And it is a breaker structure because this lower high gave you this lower low. We just pushed right through that. So this lower high is now broken. And so now you've got potentially reversal / bullish trend starting to set up right in this zone right over here. So this would be your new low. This would be your high, potential high low. You got a 50% retracement already played out from this bullish run here. And potentially, you know, based off of what I've seen in the past, based off what I've seen in market structure, the market should come up and start pushing into the highs instead of coming back down. If it does come back down, pretty tight range to the downside. You got 19 pivot and 38 to the extreme lows. And then looking back to the highs, it's kind of risky. I would definitely wait for the break and retest. But the break potentially could be 33 pips and then back into these highs. 156 pip and then to the extreme is 219. So you definitely got a lot of room to get in and create some profitable trades. I wouldn't definitely take the first breakout simply because that next resistance is sitting right above there. So keep an eye out for that. Price action on this one is currently just ranging. If you want price action from just based off of last week or the previous 2 weeks, it's kind of bearish, but overall, you know, you're just bouncing in between that high and that low. Looking at AU, pretty much the same thing. This is based off of last week's price action, just pretty much ranging, coming off the back of a downtrend, starting to consolidate a little bit. This is your last high, low, lower high that gave you the lower low. No new. This could have been your potential next lower high, but it didn't produce a new lower low. So this one doesn't really count. So you're looking at this zone as far as which area of the market came down and gave you a new low, and it would be this one right here. And when you look to the right, this area tried to push up, still didn't create new highs, tried to push down, still created, did not create new lows. But then what you had was a big bullish run up to the previous lower high. Now, it did not break that high, which could possibly indicate that price action can still, you know, push down and still create new lows. You can come back down and create new lows simply because this did not break any real bearish structure looking left. So where current price action is, I got possible buys above 72,661, scalp type trades only back into 72,918. And then if we continue to stall out and continue to open up bears and come back down, we'll probably take a short to retest these lows from 72,563. So it all pretty much depends on how price action opens up and then the patterns and the candle setups that it shows you. Based off of this, we came down, we tried to retest, couldn't push up, push down again, tried to push up, exhausted. So definitely could see some shorts play out back into these lows, and then you sit and try to see or wait for the reaction to see if we're gonna break through that level, come back and retest it, or we just gonna shoot back up to the top, simply because that's what we shot from last time. AUDJPY, where we at our extremes. We do have a break of structure. This lower high did give you a new lower low, but with this lower low, we were expecting a lower high, which kind of, well, it didn't play out, but it started to set up as, and it did not create a new lower low. It gave you a higher high. So what I see here is bullish structure. We already got the 50% retest of this bullish move from here to here. This is the 50% retracement. So you definitely want to wait to see if price is going to break through that level or if it's going to push up. Trading is pretty much a waiting game. Once you get your levels marked up, once you learn how to identify the structure, once you know what you're looking at for certain, it's easy to sit back and wait. It's easy to say, yeah, I'm going to sit and wait because I know if price get above here, then potentially we could act up all the way up into these extremes. If price gets below here, we can potentially act up all the way down to these extremes. A lot of what people have issues with is waiting, and a lot of what people have issues with is identifying the trend. So currently, this trend is bullish. We're breaking structure, looking left. We've already done our 50% retracement. So in my mind, I would be expecting a bullish run on AUD JPY. To kind of confirm that, I'll go and look and see what AUD USD is doing, which is currently bearish. So strike one. Let's see what the Dixie is doing. Consolidating for the most part, but it is on a bullish run. So in order for AUD USD to push up and AUD JPY to push up, the Dixie and the USD JPY would probably have to be pushing bearish, which I don't see. So it's kind of conflicting evidence, conflicting confluence. So definitely want to sit back and wait. We got CAD JPY pushing bullish. I do see a break of structure of last week's price action. As we continue pushing to the highs, continuation buys above 87.90, continuation sales below 86.81, and just like all the other ones, you want to sit and wait, see what price action does, see what it gives you. Broke above here, could potentially have a retest to this level and then push up, or it could come all the way back down, give you a double bottom of this structure and then push up. So definitely just want to wait and grab your confluences and then get in instead of just, oh, okay, we bullish, I'm gonna buy the high. No, don't buy the high. Let it pull back a little bit. Let it give you a little discount. The retraces is basically a discounted price. Right now, this is like, trying to go buy a car at $87 when if you wait for Black Friday or if you wait for Christmas, the price gonna come down maybe just a little bit. It might only come down to $86 instead of $87, but at least you got it at $86 versus, $87. So that's kind of the way I look at it mentally, psychologically wise. Yeah, and we just act up accordingly. You see what causes most people to buy the high is they see this movement, then they see this movement, and they're like, oh man, I missed this one, I missed this one, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get in. Nah, because look what happened. You see this movement, yeah, it did keep pushing up, but it did come back. So it allowed you, after you wait for it to exhaust, it allows you to get in at a cheaper price and then watch it push higher. So this price action came from 85.84, pushed all the way up to 87.33, and it came back to 86.80. And this would have been your opportunity to get in if you thought this was going to continue bullish. Last but not least, I got UCAD. The price action here is kind of shaky. What I do see is a high with a potential lower high. We have not created new lows, so this right here is not effectively the new lower high just yet. Potentially it could be, but it won't be until it breaks some of these lows, or even this low down here continues bearish. That's more like of a swing type outlook because of how wide the zones are and how far price action is before it will get down there. At least take a week or two, depending on news, momentum, those type of things. But trading throughout the week, what you have, or intraday, I said throughout the week, intraday, you got a low, lower high, lower low, potential lower high, gives you that lower low. And this could be your new potential high for an intraday trend as far as trading throughout the week. So this week right here is currently completely bearish, lower highs and lower lows. And if this is going to be a new lower high, just like this one gave you the new lower low, if this is going to be a new lower high, you have to wait for that new lower low to be created, retest the structure that it just broke out from, and then catch the sales on down to the bottom. Poor connection, bro. My connection is on point. But yeah, so pretty much a break from here, retest that area, and then possibly catch the shorts down to that level. What I also see is this level right here potentially could hold up and be a strong resistance. And if it is or strong support, if it is a strong support and it is going to hold up, then what you should see is price action come back up this way. Yeah, come back up this way, because this is a previous resistance. It'll probably give you some type of reaction from there, then break that level, come back and retest, and then continue to the highs. So I definitely see these two scenarios as a possibility of playing out. And what I do is just sit back and wait. There's no rush because I know how to get in. I know what I'm looking for. And yeah, a lot of people rush when they're new because they don't know exactly what they're looking for. They kind of pretty much go off of what they heard from somebody else, which is basically how I got started, is how, listening to what I heard from somebody else until I actually sat down and started to try to put it all together and try to make it make sense for myself. So I think this is more than two. Okay, so we have 8 pairs. I added AUDJPY. So that's pretty much all I got for this week. Like I said, the market opens up around about 5, so about another 6-7 hours we can get it cracking. I don't necessarily know that I'll make an entry video as far as the market opening, because like I said, I like to wait till about 7-8 o'clock to see if any momentum is into the market before potentially taking a trade. But that's all pretty much I got for this one. Welcome to the U.